Hello air signs. This is one of my first videos that I'm filming. This video is meant for air signs, so if you are a Gemini, Libra or Aquarius, hopefully this reading will resonate with you, but keep in mind this is a general reading, so it might not resonate for all of you. Now if it doesn't, then feel free to check out your other signs, your rising and your moon sign as well. If you're not sure what your rising or moon signs are, then I will leave a link in the description box for you where you can create your own birth chart and find that out. Now I'm doing these like elemental readings as my first readings. In essence, it is a kind of general 3-card spread. We're looking at the energy that you are in currently, we're looking at the energy that you are leaving behind, and also the energy that you are moving towards in the near future. I have not put any kind of dates or time frames for my readings because I believe that when you are meant to see this message, that's when you will find this video. Please give me one card for the current energies. Okay, thank you. 3 of Wands in the reverse is your current energy. Interesting. And on the bottom of the deck we have the Justice card. Okay. Now let's look at what you are leaving behind or have already. Okay, this is way too much. Please. Oh. So this turned up. Okay. This turned around. So we have the King of Swords in the reverse. Interesting. The Earth signs had a Queen of Swords. Oh, and then at the bottom we have the High Priestess in reverse. And as for the energy that you are moving towards, please show me what energy are the air signs who are watching this video moving towards. Okay, this one really. Judgment. Oh my word, this is so beautiful. And then we have the 8 of Wands. No, sorry, the 7 of Wands. Why did I think it was the 8? The 7 of Wands in the reverse on the bottom of the deck. You're going to find your truth. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's start with the current energy, shall we? So you have the 3 of Wands in the reverse. Now the 3 of Wands, when it is upright, it talks about kind of waiting for something to happen. Waiting for the fruits of your labor to come into fruition, right? You've spent this time, you've made the effort, you've put time and work into something, and now it's pretty much out of your hands. You've done everything that you've been able to do, and now all that's left to do is wait. But you're coming out of that. You are coming out of this waiting kind of energy. And because we had the underlying energy being the Justice card, which means that you are getting what you deserve. And as the Justice card was upright, it wasn't in the reverse. And that tells me that the outcome is going to be favorable to you. So you will get something that you have earned. And actually, you know what is just, it's so funny, but every single element, well, I haven't done the fire signs yet, but both the earth signs and the water signs, both of them had this kind of energy of stagnancy, you know, being stuck, just not moving. And like as they were moving towards or progressing into the future, things are finally starting to happen. And I feel like it makes so much sense because of like, if you actually consider what's been going on in the world and how things have changed so much, and with all this lockdown happening and so many changes in regards to, you know, jobs and careers and relationships, and like every single aspect in our lives has taken a complete 180. You know, everything is changing. Everything that we knew, it has changed, and it keeps on changing. So we are definitely in this kind of period of transformation, but we've been like almost forced, you know, to stop, to kind of take a breath, reevaluate everything that we've been doing so far, and everything that we want to do in the future, be it in the realms of relationships, or as I already said, jobs, careers, even where you want to live. all these kinds of things, what you want to do with your life. We're asking these questions again. I feel like when it comes to you, air signs, you too have been asked to be patient, to wait around, and you've just been forced to be inactive, to be stagnant, to stay put, and to wait. But now you're coming out of that, and your efforts, whatever you've been doing in the past, are being rewarded. Well, as the saying goes for the 3 of Wands, your ships are finally coming in. I feel like you've been very good in the sense of like being patient and just not rushing anything, seeing where life takes you, and just kind of waiting for things to calm down in the world. When it comes to your past energy, you had the King of Swords in the reverse. And it's interesting because, as I said, for both water signs and earth signs, we had this energy of like being cut off from the world, like staying put in some kind of energy, not really moving ahead. That is actually what I feel for you guys as well. But additionally, not just that, not just like being in your own kind of head, but maybe you were put in, maybe you were in a role that you weren't exactly happy with. For some reason, I get this like whole, work vibe, like more career stuff for you guys. For some reason, I mean, it obviously could be relationships as well. Just take it as it resonates. But for some reason, I feel like this is more to do with your job or your career. Maybe before the whole pandemic thing started, maybe you were working, you probably had a high position, like a good position. Maybe you were very highly regarded at your job. Maybe you had to manage people because, I mean, the King of Swords is, you know, he has a higher status than others. He looks over things. He's the person that people turn to when they need advice, when they need someone to help them resolve their problems, to offer solutions for difficult situations. Because the King of Swords he's like the mastermind, right? He just knows, and he sees like 5 steps ahead of everyone else. He's very, very strategic. But I feel like you weren't really happy there. It's not really what you wanted to do. Maybe that's what you're earning now. Maybe that's why this sort of good favoring, or this good fortune, some kind of gift is coming your way. You've paid your dues. And I feel like you were lonely because the King of Swords, and so it's the same thing with the Queen of Swords, right? It's lonely at the top, as they say. And especially so for the swords, because they are it's you, right? You are the embodiment of the swords energy, air, intellect, logic. But it's lonely because not everyone can think the way you do. Not everyone can see 5 steps ahead the way you do. Not everyone can keep up with your intellect. You're definitely high up, like in the sense of kind of seeing the bigger picture, seeing what others miss, seeing what others look past. I'm kind of curious. I can't remember what was the underlying energy, so I'm trying to... Oh yeah, the High Priestess in the reverse. Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because you weren't in touch with your kind of deeper self. The kings have very masculine energy, right? So when we talk about like kings and queens and all these court cards, we're not talking about males and females specifically. We're talking about energies. We're talking about feminine energy and masculine energy, which all of us have. All of us. And there are times when we are more in our masculine energy, and then there are other times when we are more in our feminine energy. And then there are times when we actually strike a balance. In my personal experience, I felt that is more of a rare occurrence. The scales are always tipped one way or the other. But I feel like in this case, you were more in your masculine energy. You didn't really maybe take time to face what was going on inside you, because I feel like the High Priestess inside you, that kind of divine wisdom that we all have inside ourselves, that is propelling us forward, that is the little voice inside us that tells us what to do, that gives us these hints and like these physical sensations or whatever kind of symbols that you experience that tell us where we have to go, what our path is, what we should do. But I feel like you completely silenced that part of yourself, because your mind was just kind of talking all over it. And you didn't listen to what you really wanted. And I feel like what was happening was that you weren't happy. You weren't happy at all being where you were and doing what you did. But you kind of forced that down because maybe other people around you told you that that is what you're supposed to do, or that you should be grateful and you should be happy and you should be proud. Like, if you actually think about it, that is so not important at all. What is important is getting to this place, judgment, finally heeding your call, your inner call, the call from your higher self, guiding you to where your light actually is. So I feel like that's the gift that is coming to you. That kind of sense of freedom, that sense of liberation. You are breaking free from living a lie, essentially. Living a lie, because the King of Swords in reverse, he does not usually have the best characteristics. A lot of the shadowy aspects of the swords, the airy kind of energy, come to play when the court cards are in the reverse. It's all about manipulation, deceit, lies. But I feel like you were doing all of that to yourself. And that's why I feel like you also were kind of cut off from other people. Maybe not in the physical sense. Maybe you weren't like completely on your own. Maybe some of you were, but I feel like even if you were surrounded by other people, you still felt alone because you were not being truthful with yourself about what you wanted and about where you actually belong. This is not where you belonged. It wasn't making you happy, right? You were just waiting. You were waiting for something to change, waiting for something to happen, because you're now coming out of it, because maybe you faced your feelings after the whole pandemic. I mean, a lot of people had to actually face their decisions up to this point and what they've been doing with their time on this planet, with their life. Maybe just like saying, you know what? I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to do stuff just to please other people anymore. I want to find out what it is that ignites me, that lights me up. You're kind of in the transformational stage right now. You're being transmuted into becoming the light, embodying the light, letting the light consume you, being absolutely like unapologetic about it. The Seven of Wands in reverse, that's the underlying energy. Feeling like, why should I have to defend myself? Why should I have to justify myself to other people? This is absolutely like, screw everyone else, you know? I'm going to live in my highest joy and happiness, and I'm going to follow my light from now on, breaking free from these like coffins that are made up of, well, they're made up of paper. And in both of these cards, you're sitting in like libraries, right? There are these bookshelves behind you, all these books, all this knowledge, all this wisdom. But it's not yours. It's not yours. Now you're finally discovering what's yours. We're going to look more closely at these cards. We're going to clarify them and find out a bit more about your energies. Okay, so let's start with the Three of Wands. Let's start with your current energy. Could you please give me 2 cards for the Three of Wands in reverse, just to clarify the current energy? Thank you. 2 of Wands in reverse. Could you give me 1 more card, please, for the Three of Wands? Oh, that flew out. Yeah. Oh my God, yes. And see, the Sun in the reverse. You weren't happy. So you have the 2 of Wands in reverse and the 5 of Swords upright. You couldn't really see your future. You couldn't visualize. You didn't take the time to figure out what it is that you wanted. So you were just staying in this energy. Staying in this energy that kept you in a loop of just kind of, well, being unhappy, right? Being unhappy, the Sun in reverse, but not doing anything about it. Because the Two of Wands, right, when it's upright, the Two of Wands is all about figuring out what it is that you want to do, making a choice for the future. Which path is the best for me to go forward? But you're not doing that. You're staring at the Five of Swords. That's kind of very closely tied to the energy that you are leaving behind, or that you have already left behind. You're in the transformational period. And see, oh my God, you have the Lovers and the Ten of Cups. No, sorry, the Ten of Coins. Why do I keep messing them up? So you have the Ten of Coins and the Lovers card behind the Sun in reverse. So you just have to take the time to listen to what you really want, which I feel like you will do. That is the energy that you're moving towards. Right now, things may seem a bit hazy and kind of like, why am I here? But as I said, you are being rewarded, because the underlying energy for this was the Justice card. So you are being rewarded. See? Behind the Sun in the reverse, behind your unhappiness and kind of feeling stuck in this really, really unpleasant energy, kind of stumbling into the same bucket over and over and over again. You have the Lovers and you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is like just ultimate joy. So I feel like it's coming. But I want to look at the past energy as well. Could you please give me 2 clarification cards for the King of Swords in the reverse? Could you please give me 2 cards? Okay. 8 of Coins in the reverse. Could you give me 1 more card, please? And 1 more card for the King of Swords in the reverse. Okay. So you got the 8 of Coins in reverse and the Queen of Pentacles. And underlying energy is the 4 of Coins in the reverse. Maybe you were doing this job because you felt like you needed it to take care of someone else. Maybe you stayed in that energy because of an outside influence. Because the Queen of Pentacles is very, very nurturing energy. Kind of like, whenever I see the Queen of Pentacles, I just feel like she's a mama bear. I don't know why. But yeah, see, and these are all pentacles. So that's why I feel like it is very closely related to your job. And you also have Wands, which is like passions and like these kind of projects and all that kind of stuff. So very much, it's very much tied to your career. At least that's what it feels like. But as I said, it could be, it could have to do with relationships as well, that you were in a very unfulfilling relationship, and now you're finally like seeing that is not what is in your highest good. So you're kind of finally letting it go. But I don't know, I feel like for the majority of you, this has to do with work. You weren't enjoying what you were doing. Like you just kept doing something, and it's like it's almost like robotic, right? You keep doing and doing and doing and producing these pentacles, but you can't even take the time to like look up and enjoy and take a break and see, like actually consider that maybe you should be doing something a bit differently. Maybe you should change something up. Maybe you've produced enough pentacles. Maybe like there's no room anywhere. Do you see? Like this whole tree or whatever it is that you're hanging these pentacles on, there's no more room. See, like you're just tossing them on the ground now. There's nowhere to hang them up anymore. So what's the point? Who are you doing it for? And I feel like you're giving this pentacle to someone else. Like you're doing it for someone else, but that's not really our job. And I know it may sound like a bit harsh, but it is not our job to make anyone else happy. Everyone, every single person has to be responsible for their own happiness. Because if it comes from an outside source, you will just, it's like with this pentacle card, right? You will just keep giving and giving and giving and doing and doing and doing, but it will never be enough. You will never be able to fill a void that exists in someone else if they are not able to fill that void themselves. If they are unhappy in any regard and they are looking outside of themselves for someone else to fix them, for someone else to make them happy, no one will be able to do that for them. And you were maybe even doing something admirable. I mean, the Eight of Pentacles it's such an admirable energy, but you were doing it for the wrong reasons. And I feel that with the Four of Coins in reverse as well. You weren't doing it for yourself. You weren't doing anything to, you know, pamper yourself. You were giving it all away. See, it's time to turn the focus inward now. So let's look at the Judgment card, please. Could you give me 2 clarification cards for the Judgment card? Please clarify the Judgment card. I feel like this kind of wanted to come out. This is so funny. Oh my god. The Eight of Coins the Eight of Cups, and especially in the reverse, has come out for every single element so far. Please give me one more. Oh, you got 2 more. Okay. And as these flew out, I'm going to keep them both. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords in the reverse. Waiting for that sword of truth to come out, well, to come into your life. Okay, let me kind of make some more room for these 3 cards now. So you got the Eight of Cups in reverse, the Four of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, I feel like you're going to stop living the lie, as I already said. You're going to wait for the illumination. You're going to wait for the illumination to come. You're going to stop putting your efforts into doing something that makes everyone else happy. That your family is telling you should do, that maybe your partner or your children or your friends or whoever is telling you to do, maybe your co-workers, people who are telling you that you should be happy for this, you should stay here because it's stable, right? The Four of Wands, it's stable, it's secure. Maybe you didn't have to worry about money or income. But it's not all there is to life. It's not all there is to life. You need to turn around and look at the cups. Really look at the cups. The ones that you have invested so much time in, and see whether they're actually worth it. You know, which they probably aren't, because the Eight of Cups, right? Especially when it's upright. The Eight of Cups is all about making that decision and finally just like turning your back on this very, very emotionally unfulfilling aspect of your life. Leaving it behind. You need to take just a hard look at these cups and see it for yourself. But when you look at these cards, if it were upright, then you'd be walking towards this. But you're walking away from that. You're walking in the other direction. So you are choosing yourself. And you're not feeding into whatever everyone else is telling you to do, whatever everyone else is feeding into your psyche. You're not doing that anymore. You're choosing yourself. You're choosing to stop living the lie and heed the call that comes from inside you. Oh my God, I just love how everyone is having all these like really, really, really beautiful and positive and hopeful messages. But I mean, for some reason, I feel like yours is like the most powerful that I've done so far. I feel this sense of power coming through. So I'm going to close this video off with 3 oracle cards. I'm going to pull 3 oracle cards for you guys just to give you any kind of additional support, any messages that you would need. Also, I just wanted to say that the Five of Swords is can be thought of as like karmic patterns and karmic cycles that we keep ourselves locked in. But yeah, as I said, I feel like you are finally looking at it, looking at your karmic cycles and patterns, seeing them for what they are, and turning your back on them. Oh, okay, yeah. Unfinished symphony, oh my God. And it kind of, oh, it's just sometimes so funny. And it kind of slid on the Five of Swords as I was talking about, like, stumbling into the same karmic patterns. And my nose is itching as I'm saying it, so yeah. Okay. Okay, well, you got, oh my God. Okay, you got 3 because they just wanted to come out. Oh my God, okay, let me see. So you have exchanging gifts, poised, and go the distance. And at the bottom of the deck, you have blessed with a master number 22, breaking down to a 4. See, like, I feel like this ties in with this card so well. You are absolutely being blessed, and you're being guided, you're being transported. You're being transported to where you actually belong. Okay, now, exchanging gifts, 27, breaking down to a 9. 48, poised. 12, well, it's breaking down to a 12, which is breaking down to a 3. 47, go the distance, which is 11, another master number, breaking down to a 2. Well, the exchanging gifts, this kind of energy I feel like ties in with the current energy, the gift that you are receiving, the gift of finding your true voice, your true soul's calling. But for the other 2 cards, I kind of feel like they tie in with the previous energy, the one that you've left behind, depicting your kind of, the way that you were in the past, as you were like kind of, see how she's almost like poised. Well, she's on this kind of like a pedestal. Can't think of the right word for this. So anyway, she's in this kind of weird pose as well, but she is very poised, right? But it's like she's performing for someone else. She's being a certain kind of way that is expected of her. But I can imagine that this is not the most comfortable position to be in. It just doesn't look very natural. And you can't possibly stay in this kind of position for very long. But again, I see all these stars. There are all these stars around you. And I feel like you are looking above, right? You are looking at the stars. You are starting to pay attention to what you're being called to do. And breaking out of this really weird and unnatural kind of pose that you're in. And again, with the go the distance card, see like how all these stars are scattered on the ground as well, and then in the sky. It's kind of, again, I get 2 messages from this. It's like, go after the stars, chase them, see where it leads you, because it will lead you to a victorious finish line. But at the same time, I also get the sense that, again, tying into that past energy that you're moving away from. Do you see how he's like disintegrating? The last part of him is dissolving, like he's losing himself. You did something almost in like this robotic mode without actually looking around you or thinking why you are even doing the things that you're doing. But you are receiving gifts. You are receiving gifts for your efforts. You are finding this kind of beautiful gift of self-discovery. Okay. Please give me one last message. Well, I should say just an additional message for the air signs. Which one is, ceremony, invocation. Oh, and you have whale breach. Oh my God. Yeah, absolutely. You are so breaking free. You are finally coming out of this underwater stage, being suffocated, and finally drawing that breath of fresh air. Did I not say that you were like, it's like a breath of fresh air with the 3 of Wands? Oh, I'm sorry, I can't remember. But yeah, you got ceremony, invocation, which is again, completely immersing yourself in your inner spiritual guide, that kind of wisdom inside you. You are tuning into yourself. Do you see how she's like performing this kind of magic? There's the crystals, and then like there's this like fire which she's a part of as she's sitting on the ground, and then there's this like kind of white, foggy or like ethereal kind of light that is coming out of her head and also coming down from the heavens. And there's this like little spirit guide at the back over here. She's doing things for herself. She's doing what is best for her, listening to her inner voice and where she's being guided. And she's just shutting everything out. Just like getting rid of everything that is around her, that is not necessary, that is just noise, and becoming one with yourself. Okay. Please give me one last message for the air signs who are watching this video. Anything that they need to know regarding the spread that would help them on their journey towards their highest good. Please give me one last message. Purification. Oh yeah, and then we have wisdom at the bottom. Do you see? Do you see? You are moving towards that deep sense of knowing. You are discovering yourself, the inner depths of yourself. You are actually diving deep into the kind of bottom of the ocean that resides in yourself, in your soul. You are diving deep. And I love that it's like coming out with the whale card, but you have the purification card. Exactly, you are washing away everything that does not serve you. You are washing away everything that is not for you, anything that is false. To see the rain, how it's like, it's washing away everything, all of the disillusions, all of the gunk that has stopped you from seeing the truth, seeing what is actually your true happiness. Because the sunflower, it's all about happiness and abundance, right? That is so beautiful. Oh my God, I love that this is like the last energy. That is the last message for you guys. So I'm going to leave you with that because I've probably taken up too much of your time anyway. I feel like you are moving towards such a powerful, beautiful place, just full of light. I really hope that you found something that resonated in this video for you. As I said, if it didn't, then feel free to check out your other signs, your rising sign and your moon sign as well. If it did resonate with you, please let me know in the comment section. And if you feel so inclined, then please leave me a thumbs up as well. I would really, really appreciate it. It would mean so much to me. I'm wishing you just all the best, sending you lots and lots of love and light. And please take care of yourselves and your loved ones. And until next time, bye-bye.